So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy Shia, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I've been a demonstrator for about 13 and a half years. It'll be 14 this May, believe it or not. And I just want to welcome you to Facebook Live in the Hive. Now tonight we are going to be making, are you ready for this? We are going to be making a calendar. I always forget which way to go here. So this is we do this every year in Hostess Club, and this is our Hostess Club project, by the way. We're making the the calendar. It's on an easel so that it will stand up for you all year round, and this is the opposite side, all right? So this is what we're going to be making tonight. Tons of measurements. Grab your printable or grab notebook paper. There's going to be a lot for you to write. All right. I know, how exciting, right? All right. So, and I want to go back because one of our ladies, Joanne Delano says, hello everyone. I can use a few prayers. Surgery on my foot on Tuesday, and I won't be able to walk for at least 2 weeks, and then a boot. Joanne, I'm going to pray that you'll have strength and endurance to get through that foot surgery. My goodness. Hello, Deborah. Want to be sure that I've said hello to everyone. So yeah, this is what we're going to be making this month in Hostess Club. Now, I'm going to be creating one tonight, and I'm going to give it away. But tonight, because this is such a special prize, you have to be present to win. All right? You have to be present to win this calendar for me to mail to you. All right? And then I'm going to give away a kit tonight, a calendar kit. And you also have to be present to win the calendar kit. The kit includes everything you need to create this calendar, and everything's done, all the die cutting. There is no stamping, all right? You have to do the stamping, all right? So no stamped images, but everything else is pre-cut for you. So hang on to the end tonight. I hope you'll stick with me, and then we'll see who wins, all right? Okay. Let me move that out of the way. You would not believe the amount of stuff I have on my table and even next to me. It's a ton. All right. So just very quickly, I just want to go over the product shares. Many of you who are watching tonight purchased these from me, and so I'm going to give you all the details on it. Registration's going to close for this next Wednesday night. After Facebook Live. All right, so if you do want to share, you need to let me know before next Wednesday night. Yes. Hi, Jean. Hello, hello. Hi, Andrea. Happy New Year. All right, so the designer paper share includes all 8 designer papers that are in the book, in the mini, as well as the specialty paper. So with the designer paper share and specialty share, there are 148 sheets. They are pre-cut for you. They are 6 by 6, and 140 sheets makes it $48. All right. Now, with the designer paper share, it always arrives in a box, and I'll show you last year's box. So it will arrive in a white pizza box. It'll have a really nice label on it that says 2022 January to June mini catalog product shares. And this is where you will store your paper. Now, the reason I like this box is because, first of all, I try and use the same box for every catalog. Therefore, they can be stacked. They've got the label on the front. It tells you which catalog it's from, and it's a great way for you to store your paper, even if you don't have a lot of room for storage, all right? So be aware of that. And then the second thing that everyone likes about my paper shares are the dividers. Now, this first paper, by the way, the paper is in order, just like it is in the catalog, all right? So page 9, page 15, all right? Hi, Maria. So this is the Sweet Talk designer paper, and this is just so yummy. Look at this Valentine paper here, okay? So let's say you've used all your Valentine paper. You love it so much you want a full package. And so I'm just gonna zoom in a little. And so here's all the information you need to reorder. There's your item number. That's what it is for a full package. That's where you find it in the catalog. These are the coordinating colors. And I do that for each paper pack, all right? So you will notice that when you order your paper share. Now, the other nice thing about my shares is you can order just paper. You can order just ribbon or just embellishments. You can order 2 of the shares, or you can order all 3, all right? All right, so let's talk ribbon. Here it is. There are 17.5 yards of ribbon. So it's 2.5 yards of each one. Soft, succulent satin shimmer ribbon wasn't available a month ago when I did my pre-order. It is now available, and so that's where it will go. And then we've got this frayed ribbon as well. And it'll come packaged like this. And with the item number, with the labels, you're gonna have the name of the ribbon and the item number, which is super important if you wanna reorder, all right? So that's the ribbon share. The ribbon is 17.5 yards, $18 for your ribbon share, all right? Now, the next thing I'm gonna show you are the embellishments, and there are a ton of embellishments. First of all, you get 15 doilies. They come in cinnamon cider, misty moonlight, and I have forgotten the other color. There are 3 colors. So anyway, there's doilies. You get 15 of these. Then you get a half package of each of the embellishments. Now that is 512 pieces for $42. So let me show you that sign. I'm a visual person. I kind of need to see it. That helps me remember things, and so that's why I did that. Thank you, Janie. Thanks so much. Hello, Joyce. So half a package of each one. They will come wrapped individually. They will have labels and item numbers as well, all right? So just be aware of that. That's the embellishments. Now, if you decide that you want all 3 shares, you want the designer and specialty share, the ribbon, and the embellishment share, it's $108 for all of it. I call it the I Want It All package. And I'm gonna throw in a quarter of the Daffodil Afternoon DSP. Now, this right here, and it's gonna be hard for me to flip through because I've got ribbon around it. But this is sale-a-bration paper, ladies, all right? So you're gonna get a quarter of the package free in your box, all right, for purchasing all 3 shares. But keep in mind, you can buy just paper, you can do paper and ribbon or paper and embellishments. You decide whatever works for you. So let me give you the timing. The product share order began on Saturday, January 1. The deadline to order is Wednesday, January 12th, all right? That's next Wednesday night. And the product shares are going to ship beginning Tuesday, January 25th, all right? Now, if I do need to ship to you, I ship priority mail. It takes 2 to 3 days for you to receive it. And you will get a tracking number so we can track the package and see where it is if it doesn't arrive on time. Now, shipping usually runs between $8 and $10. So if you're interested in the share, you want it shipped, let me know your address. I'll plug in all the info and let you know what your shipping is, all right? But usually no more than $10 or $11, okay? So I just wanted you to be aware of that. All right, so that's all about shares. So what I want to do right now is I want to get all the share stuff off my table so that I have room to work tonight. All right, almost there. Okay, now, yeah, for those of you who have purchased my shares before, leave a comment now and let me know, let others know what you think of my shares. There is a lot of time involved in it, a lot of cutting, and a lot of love and hours of organizing to get it all done. It's a lot, Melissa, you're absolutely right. But I do enjoy it, and I just feel like it is a service that I can offer. All right. So let me know if you have questions about that. And let me go ahead and show you the tutorial for January. All right. So this is our tutorial this month. So when you place a minimum $35 order in my online store or with me personally, you will receive this tutorial. It is 16 projects, all using the mini catalog. Now look through those squares, ladies, and see if you can find mine. See if you can pick it out. All right, mine is one of 16. So anyway, this can be yours free with a $35 purchase. Okay. Also, when you place a $35 minimum order with me, you earn a bee. And when you've earned 10 bees, you can redeem that for $35 in free product. All right. I'll keep track of the bees. I'll let you know at the end of the month if your card is full, and you can pick whatever you want. Okay. All right. And let's see, here's our hostess code for this week. All right, so this is the hostess code you want to use if you're going to be placing an order. All right. I am loving all the comments about the bees. I got it. I love it. All right, so do you have your mini catalog with you tonight? If you do, or if you're new to stamping, and you're not a demonstrator or you're not currently my customer, let me know because I can mail you a catalog, all right? And I'd be happy to share that with you. Okay, so we are in the mini tonight, right here, this brand new, beautiful catalog. And to be honest, I chose a set and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, okay? And I don't normally do that, but I kind of went out on a limb. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. I've seen some cute cards with it. And so head on over to page 18, and we're going to look at the rainbow of happiness, all right? And I think you're going to fall in love with it just like me, all right? So, of course, it's not a suite, believe it or not. It's just a bundle, and it has some coordinating designer paper that we're going to find in the sale-a-bration brochure, okay? So here's Rainbow of Happiness bundle. It includes the stamp set as well as the dies. And those are their dies, and of course, you know I'm going to show you what those dies look like, okay? So this is the stamp set here. These are solid images that you can stamp, and you can also stamp the word or the lines in that rainbow shape. You also get some dots, a small thank you that'll fit beautifully right in here. Raindrops. These lines are for the clouds. And the hearts fit beautifully right in this last little rainbow, okay? All right, so that's Rainbow of Happiness. And while we're here, I want to show you this cloud punch because when I ordered this bundle, I didn't order the cloud punch. I didn't even see it. How many of you have not noticed, or have you noticed this punch? So, Deborah, you're so right. I am loving this set, and I think everybody's going to be real happy with it tonight. So this is the Cloud Punch. Of course, I have it now, and I'm going to show it to you tonight, and I'm going to show you all the cool things it can do, okay? So page 18, that's the Rainbow of Happiness stamp set and dies. You can bundle the two and save 10%. Now, we're going to cruise on over to sale-a-bration, all right? Yay, Tina, I'm so glad you got it. So if you have the sale-a-bration book, Diane, you know I love punches. Guess what? Page 8, there's Sunshine and Rainbows designer paper. And this is my sale-a-bration pick of the week. I love this paper, and I've already used most of it, okay? And look at all the samples, the different ideas that we can create using this paper and the bundle. And the Cloud Punch, don't forget about the Cloud Punch. All right, so now let me show you the dies. It's a photopolymer stamp, and so we've got this guide right here where once I use these stamps, I can put them here for storage, all right? But this is what the dies look like, all right? So we've got this rainbow, and we have a larger rainbow, and then we have like this tag with a rainbow at the top. Then we have clouds. And we have two clouds that are actually connected. This is another edge. It could be edging or it could be clouds. And then look at this beautiful border, all right? And we're gonna be using the majority of these dies tonight. So let me show you what it looks like when it's all cut out, all right? These are the brilliant rainbow dies. This is the small die. Now, let me show you something. To get all the different colors, this is what I had to do. I took this and I cut out one rainbow in the Majestic Madness. Then I cut another rainbow in Bermuda Bay, cut another rainbow in Mango Melody, and cut the rainbow again in Granny Apple Green. So now I've come up with 5 different combinations of rainbows, all right? So anyway, it's just super, super cool, and I hope I explained that well. All right, then we've got this piece right here, which we'll go into later this evening. Here are the clouds. And these two clouds are the ones that are connected together. And I actually cut this out using designer paper. Now, if you want, you can actually cut out clouds in the basic white cardstock. You can cut out some cards in the pool party cardstock. And then you can stamp the lines across or at a diagonal right on top of the clouds. So these clouds are designer paper. These clouds are cut out and stamped, all right? Here's that border punch again, or it could even be more clouds. Oh, I just thought of something. I just realized something just this moment because I have been having trouble figuring out what to do with this all day long. And guess what? I just figured out. You can cut this out and put it behind this die. And I just now realized that. I can't wait to try that. But I'm pretty sure that's why it was created. I've been racking my brain all day. What can I do with this die other than it being clouds? But I bet you can cut it out in different color designer papers or cardstocks and back it and put it behind this edge right here. All right, so we're gonna have to try that for sure. I also wanna show you, look at, I took a piece of designer paper and look how I cut the edge on one side and then I cut the opposite side of the cardstock. And so I've made a border on top and bottom. I hope that makes sense. But I wanted to show you how easy that can be to do. This right here is the large rainbow. And this was cut out using the Sunshine and Happiness designer paper. And I'm just about ready to show you that designer paper. Here it is. Here's that large rainbow. All right. And then here it is cut out in different designer papers. Now, when I cut this out, I cut out the rainbow in this paper. So that gave me 4 of these, all right, in this paper. Then I cut it again using this piece of designer paper. I got another whole set of rainbows. Then I used this designer paper and cut out the rainbows again. And then I used a different designer paper to cut out these. So now I have a combination of 4 different rainbows that I can use, all right, on other projects. And next week we'll be making some cards with these. Tonight we're going to do the calendar, all right? So we're just about ready to get started now. And we're gonna start on this side. All right, and I'm going to take a sip of water. Let me know if you have any questions. For those who are just joining, this is our calendar this year. I will be giving this away this evening, and you must be present to win the calendar. I'm also going to be giving away a kit tonight, and you need to be present to win the calendar kit. This kit has about 1,000 pieces, all right? And so it's a lot of different things going on here. Grab your paper and grab your pen. I'm going to give you a bunch of measurements. Okay. Well, the first thing that we're going to start with is some basic black cardstock. Okay, and so what I want to do is I want to show you how to cut your cardstock. You can actually get 2 calendars out of 1 sheet of the basic black cardstock. Let me adjust my camera just a little, y'all. It keeps slipping on me tonight. Okay, so paper trimmer. Ooh, can you purchase the calendar kit? Diana, I even have a better deal for you. All right, so hang on to the end, and I'm going to tell everybody how they can get it absolutely free. Okay, so that's a great question. Where I got, Sue, are you asking me where these calendars are from? I will get you the link for this. I have to look it up. I can't think of the name of the company. Oh, tailoredexpressions.com maybe? I'm sorry, I cannot fully think of it right now, but I can put a link to that, okay? But I think it's Tailored Expressions. But I'll provide a link after class, okay? All right, now, basic white cardstock, and we're basically making a card base. Honestly, ladies, this is a card, okay? And this is the back of the card, all right? And I made it a calendar, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to take that 4 1/4 inch line right there. All right, let me zoom in so we can see some. There we go. Okay, so there's 4. We want to go to 4 1/4, all right? And we're just gonna score, okay? So we're just scoring, and we're on the 8 1/2 inch side, all right? Now, thank you, Melissa. Thank you, ladies, so much. I could not think of the company and how much it cost and any of that stuff. All right, now I'm on the 11 inch side, okay? And I'm gonna go over here to 5 1/2 inches, and I'm actually going to cut. And so what I've created, hey Chris, what I've created is 2 card bases, okay? Everybody follow? But it could also be 2 calendars, all right? So I just want you to be aware of that. Super easy. It's just a card base. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored tool. My camera just wants to slip. We used my camera stand at the wedding so that we could do a private Facebook page for the grandparents who could not attend the wedding. And so we used my camera stand for the iPad, and it's still a little wonky. I don't have the settings that I once did, so everything's kind of moving. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take another sheet of basic black cardstock, okay? Now, what I'm showing you right now is this easel, okay? This one sheet of paper is going to make 4 easels, okay? But if you're a demonstrator and you're prepping for a class, then you know that you can get 4 of these stands out of 1 sheet of cardstock. And it's standard cardstock, okay? So here we are, basic black, and I have put some score lines up here. So let me go over those. By the way, this is my Simply Scored tool. I use it all the time in my stamp room. This might be the first time I've used it in Facebook Live, and that's because it's a large tool and I have a small table. So it's kind of cumbersome to have it up here on the table. All right, so you're gonna make markers at 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches. Then it's going to be 5 inches, 6 inches, and 7 inches. All right, and you'll get 4 easels. Okay, I'm gonna move this because I really need this right in front of me to do my scoring. All right, so 1, 2, 3 inches. And now we're gonna go to 5. Oops, see, that wasn't in front of me. When that's not in front of me, I always get the mark off. Okay, 6 and 7. But this is for demonstration purchases. And to be quite honest, you could still use this even with this line. It's not gonna make a difference, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 are your markers, and that is what you need to score, okay? And let me make sure, yeah, I've got it right. Okay, so now we're gonna move this out of the way, and we're going to bring our paper trimmer back in. So for those of you who are in my classes, this is how I prepare for a class, all right? So I try and figure out the best way that I can utilize the paper and waste the least amount of paper, all right? Okay. Oh gosh, yeah, that's what your markers are for, Suzanne. Absolutely. Suzanne's talking about the markers on the Simply Scored tool, so I'm so glad I could show that to you. All right, I'm on the 8.5 inch side, and I'm going to trim this at 4 inches, okay? So I'm cutting at 4 inches, all right? And then I'm gonna take this again, I'm gonna scoot it back over to 4 inches, and I'm gonna trim this off. I do not need this piece, all right? And then I'm gonna rotate this, and I'm on the 11 inch side, and I am going to cut this at 5.5. All right, I have 2 easels right here, okay? Then I'm going to take the other piece, it's 11 inches going across, and I'm gonna cut at 5.5. And now I have 2 more easels. All right, so that's how you get 4 easels out of 1 sheet of cardstock. All right, and we have 2 card bases. So that's what we've done so far. Laura, I really wish Stampin' Up! Sold the extra markers because they can be very easy to lose. So I so agree with you. All right. So now that part is done. And let's see what we want to do next. Let's go ahead and let's do our cutting. All right. All right, so I'm going to pull out my tray here that I need with paper. First of all, and you know what? I forgot to show you all the designer paper. And at the end, we're going to go over the designer paper because there's so many really cool things about the paper. All right, and I should have done that before we started on the calendar. I'm going to take this piece of designer paper right here. And this is the piece that has the lines, all right? And I'm going to be cutting clouds with this. So when I do my cutting tonight, I'm going to cut everything at one time. So now I'm telling you what things we're going to be cutting, all right? So we'll cut that. And let's see, what's next? Of course, we're going to be cutting this piece right here. And I'm going to need this sheet of cardstock in order to do that, all right? And let me show you. When I lay this on the cardstock tonight, I'm going to lay it this way, all right? See that? So I'm going to lay this way because this is the part that's going to be cut, okay? Hi, Becky, welcome. All right, so that gets cut. This piece I've already cut, and I'll show you how I got the paper behind that. And what else do we need to cut? I've already cut our rainbows, and we do need to cut this piece right here with this border again. Now, I am thinking that's all we need to cut. I think I've taken care of everything else. I think everything else is already pre-cut. So let's get our Stamp and Cut Emboss machine. All right. And I'll go ahead and I am going to zoom out for this. Come on. All right, hang tight. Maybe I've got, you know, I must have it out as far as it will go. Let me see. Yep. All right. So I'm a little close here. All right, Karen, we're making a calendar. So I'm so happy you joined us tonight. It looks like a card, and it could be a card, but it's a calendar. All right, so we're cutting, and we're gonna need platforms 1 and 2, and I'm gonna use this one. I cut a lot of wreaths at Christmas time, as you can see. Let's go ahead, and we're gonna start with this strip of paper. All right, and I may use a little washi tape just to hold this in place. All right, and what I like to do is, and hopefully, yeah, you can see it. What I like to do is kind of center this, and I think that will work. All right, and look, I'm cutting right along that edge. Oh, I didn't give you the measurements for this. This is measuring 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And that is important, okay? 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Now, we also need to cut some clouds, and I can get those done now. I'm going to want, those are the 2 clouds together. And then I think I'll do that one, and they can go anywhere on the paper. So we'll get this cut first. Sorry, my camera is shaking. Oh, yay, Simone, the calendars are on sale. Sue, I forgot to hold my breath. I was supposed to be doing that. All right, there we go. that is the first part, okay? It's all done. We'll clean out those little pieces later. We're gonna go for this again. Gotta do it one more time. Let's check on our clouds. There's one cloud, and here are the other two clouds. And I'm gonna put these clouds away so that I don't lose them. Okay, now one more time here, and here's the paper right here. Okay. I'm going to use some washi again. If you've got a Post-it note, you can use that. I'm going to go ahead and just poke this out just so we get a nice crisp cut. All right, and I just poked out that little bit of paper. Again, I want the circles this way, right here. All right, and here. And I just need the top, and now we're ready to cut. Now, was there anything else that I needed to cut? I think I have pre-cut everything else. Here we are, and these just fall right out. It's just so clean and crisp. It's just beautiful. All right. Well, hopefully that's all the cutting, ladies. I think it is. I have pretty much pre-cut everything else. And there goes my cutting plate. All right, let's move this out of the way. And let's bring in our calendar. And let's start with this piece. And you know what? I forgot to give you measurements on this, so hang tight. If I remember correctly, with your white paper, and it's this piece right here, okay? This is the piece that I'm talking about. When you cut it, you want to be sure that you cut it at 3 1/4 inches because you're going to be cutting off some, okay? So make sure your basic white paper is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, okay? And then we're going to take one of the designer papers, and I can't wait to show you all this paper, and I should have done it before the calendar. All right, this time again, 5 1/4 inches going across. And then the width on this is going to be 2 5/8. All right. Ooh, I never thought of that, Joanne. Joanne says put your roll of washi tape on the handle of your machine so you know where it is. What a great idea. Never occurred to me. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to add some Stampin' Seal to this. All right. All right, and we're going to add it right to this. Give me a nice clean surface here, and I'm going to pull that, we're going to center this, okay? I am going to move this camera in a little closer for you, all right? All right, so that's the first part, and that's what it's going to look like, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this strip right here, which is right here, all right? So let's measure it. Of course, it's going to be 5 1/4 inches going across. You're going to find that with just about all the paper. So that's 5 1/4. And then this measures 2. Now, with the Sunshine and Happiness designer paper, that's the sale-a-bration paper, it's 6 by 6 inches. So if I cut it at 2, I can get 3 of these strips out of 1 sheet of designer paper, all right? So let's go ahead and we're gonna add some snail here. And then we're ready to actually add this to the card base. I'm going to allow for about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Okay? So that's what we want. See that 1/4 of an inch going all the way around? Then we're going to take this piece that we just finished layering. I have all these little pieces laying around here. And I'm going to stand up for a little bit so I get this just right. We want that 1/4 of an inch at the top. All right, all the way around on the sides and at the top. All right, and so that's what you have. Now, this could be a card front. From here, you could design a card, okay? So keep that in mind. Easily be a card. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is we need this piece of paper right here. This is going to be the backing for our calendar, all right? Oh, look, and here you go. It's Tailored Expressions, tailoredexpressions.com. You get a set of 10. I know a lot of you have already looked that up for me. Thank you. It's 2022 Mini Tear Off Calendar. That's what it's called. That's the key right there. All right, and that's the one that I get every year. So we're going to add the basic black so that calendar will just pop right off the page. And so this is going to measure 3 1/8 of an inch. All right. And then this measures 2 3/8 of an inch. And I'm actually going to be using, well, you know, there are two things I can use, all right? I can use my tear and tape, and I can also use the Stamp and Seal, all right? So let's try the Stamp and Seal. I want something stronger. And the reason I want a stronger adhesive is because once I add this calendar and it stands up, there's gonna be a lot of weight all year long, okay? And so I want to make sure that it's really secure. All right, so either the Stamp and Seal Plus is your best bet or your tear and tape. And I'm trying to make sure that I get all the edges. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to center this. All right, and I have not counted the amount of pieces for this calendar, but I think it's about 100. It feels like it anyway. It's a lot of pieces. All right, we're gonna add that Stamp and Seal Plus. You can also use your tear and tape. Just use something strong, because this is the weight bearing part. And then this is ready to be centered. And I'm going to put it over to the right some, right there. Okay? All right. They always send a surprise with every order. You're absolutely right. Service is super fast. They're an awesome company. They really are. I'm going to tidy up for a few minutes. I have got little pieces of paper everywhere. And it's getting in my project. So, okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to add this little piece right here. All right. So here it is. And we're going to stamp. And I'm actually going to do that in the black Memento ink. Now this the words are a little something to brighten your day, and that is in the Rainbow of Happiness stamp set. All right, so it's part of the stamp set, and then I'm just going to stamp that right there. All right, so I chose black so it would kind of show up with this black background. Now, I want to show you something else. All right, so if you use a 1 1/4 inch punch, okay, and that's right here, if you do that, if you punch it out, it will fit perfectly behind here. And then you have another rainbow, all right? Thank you, Deborah. I'm so glad you like it. Now let me show you another option because you may not have the circle punch. You can use, and I don't think I brought them over here, but you can use your layering circles dies, all right? Hang tight. And actually, I'm going to get the die because I want to show you the difference, okay? So these are the layering circles. So this die right here is approximately about one, that might be two, no, that's right. It's about 1.5 inches if you measure the die. And if you cut it out, then it's going to measure approximately 1 3/8. All right. This circle right here will also work for this piece. You might have to do a little trimming here, but you'd have a cute little rainbow. All right. So I wanted to show you the option for that. And it actually is part of layering circles. All right. So what we're going to do is, let me get the little sample out of the way here. Another option is to use some of the Sunshine and Happiness designer paper. By the way, that's the freebie. And you can even put it behind here. All right. So you also have that option where you can use the designer paper and put that as a backing. All right, so a couple of ideas there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add adhesive there. And I'm going to put that right, put that right there. Okay, and I just put the tape here. I didn't want to put the adhesive up in here because then it would get really sticky. And then you all know that I'm just going to pop this right up, right? You knew that. You knew it was coming. All right. I'm so glad you like it, Janie. Thank you so much. All right, there we go. Now we have that done. And now we're going to add some words, all right? So you're going to need a strip of cardstock, basic white. Again, this one measures 5¼ inches, okay? Lots of pieces, Nancy, by 1/2 inch, all right? Now what happens, ladies, when I design something, I work on it for a few days. Every day I go back and add something, take something away. And then by the time I'm done, it is so involved. So I apologize. It just seems to be the way I operate. Now I'm going to show you another stamp set that's in our annual catalog. All right. And so in this catalog, in the annual, it's called After the Storm. And it works perfectly with this bundle. And I'm going to use the words "a little sunshine for your day." But you're going to see rays of sunshine, you're going to see clouds, and just some beautiful sentiments and writing, different fonts. Okay, so let's use Magenta Madness for this, a pop of pink, and we're just going to stamp that right in the center. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to add some matte black dots. All right, and by the way, there are some of these in the share. all right, in the product share. All right, let's see here. Let me try something. Hi, Bess, welcome. Peggy, I hope you can hear me now. Hope that you were able to figure out the issue. All right, too much putty there. So I'm gonna take that matte dot and I'm gonna put it about right there, all right? And then I'm gonna do that again and I'm gonna put it about right there. All right. Yeah, I love making a calendar every year. Now we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. And I'm going to put a couple on here. Just pop up those words. I know I love the happy colors. I cannot wait to show you the full pack of designer paper. You're going to love it. And I've got some really cool little tips for you. So that's at the end, right before we do our prizes. All righty. All right. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just go straight across here. And there we have it. That is the first part of the calendar. So if you want to get a screenshot of that, you can. Okay. So now we're going to flip it over. And we're going to do this side. And so here's another piece of this sale-a-bration paper with the rainbows and the sunshine. And then these are little mini sunshines. So this is going to get taped to it. So let's measure again 5 1/4 inches right here by 3 inches. Okay. And I am just adding seal right along here. Again, I'm going to attach this, and I want about 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay? All right. Then our next step, and I want to be sure, you know what? I think I should have put this on first, so hang on. Or will it matter? Let's try something. Will it really matter? All right, hang on. Can't pick up my paper here. If I put this on first, so this is what happens. I think I want that paper under there. So let me measure this for you so that you know the measurement, and then I'm gonna fix this. 5 1/4 inches going across. And then you're probably gonna want a 2 inch wide, okay? So it's 2 by 4 1/4. I'm gonna try and lift this up very carefully. And so you want to be sure that when you're creating this, that this piece goes down first, okay? Look at the back of this paper. All right, hang on. And we're gonna add this. I wish it would lay flat. And then we're going to, hang on. There we go. All right, so we're gonna add this right along here. We still want that 1/4 inch. All right. And then here, it's not really 1/4 inch. It's just close to the bottom, okay, to the bottom edge. I'm gonna add a little more snail, and then I can put that down. All right, so definitely do the bottom first, okay? Ooh, Melissa, that sounds adorable. Melissa, send me photos. Gotta see it, okay? I wanna see it. All right, so here is a strip. This is also measuring that 5 1/4 inches going across, and it's about 3/4 of an inch. All right, 3/4 of an inch. And then we're gonna cover up that seam, and oh, we gotta go a little bit lower here. That ought to do it. So about right there. Okay. Now we're also using, this is from Hippo and Friends, and this is the largest of this shape, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is it called an octagon? Anyway, it's the largest one, okay? Now, in the original, I used the gingham embossing folder. This is in the very front of the new mini with the Valentine suite. And so let me show you what it looks like when it's embossed. So you see that embossing? Now, we're really probably gonna run overtime tonight, so I'm not gonna take the time to emboss that, all right? But I want you to know that that is an option. We're just gonna add our snail here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna center this. So about the same amount of space on all 4 sides, okay? All right, Peggy, are you doing okay? I don't know if you have sound yet or not. Pam, hope you feel better, and thank you so much for joining. All right, so I had this idea today. Let me find, here it is. Okay, so I had cut out these rainbow shapes earlier, but I didn't want them to be crooked, right? When I laid them onto the basic white paper. So let me show you what I did. I took a piece of cardboard from the paper, all right? And I made myself a template. So to make the template, I just cut a square, which measured 3 by 2 inches. And then I cut out the rainbow, all right? So now I have my template or my stencil. And now I'm gonna add some washi to this so we can get our rainbow absolutely perfect. I'm just gonna kind of eye this. Put a piece of washi there and a piece there. You can use a Post-it note, okay? All right. And then I'm going to take the largest piece of the rainbow and I'm going to use some Tombow liquid glue. Now the colors that I have used are Bermuda Bay. Oh, and Bermuda Bay, Majestic Madness, Granny Apple Green, and Mango Melody. Okay, so those are my colors. And then I'm going to take the rainbow and I'm going to fill it, put it right in that space. Now you could also use your adhesive sheets here, okay? So that's another option, but we've made a stencil and now we've put in the first piece. Next we'll do Magenta Madness. I'm glad you like the template. Now, Sue, you might have to make one in the class. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to make, 11 templates. But anyway, you might have to make the template yourself. All right, so then there goes that piece. And then now we're going to do Granny Apple Green. And you can see that I'm using just a little bit of the Tombow liquid glue. We're going to add that, whoops, I'm going to put that in its space. well, I think we're going to put it in its space. There we go. Got it. And then our last piece. All right. Not that there are perfect rainbows by any means, but if you're like me, you know, you may want it to be perfect, I guess. But there are no perfect rainbows. And then here we go. Here's our next piece. Now, we just use this template. You could create a template for the larger rainbow too. All right, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to lift up the washi gently because I don't want to tear my designer paper. That one is still drying. Let's let this dry here. There we go. Okay, and there we go. And we used a template to do that, okay? Thank you, Diana. Yes, spring, absolutely, Diana. I'm already ready for it. All right, now we've already taken the time to do our clouds. And so we're gonna take that largest cloud and we cut this out with the designer paper if you were with me earlier. And let's use our little minis. Okay. These are so tiny, they get hard to work with. All right, and we're gonna put that right where the end of that rainbow is. And then, hang on, trying to pick this up. I think I'm gonna use some Tombow glue for this other rainbow. I'm not even sure where to put it. I'm gonna put the Tombow liquid glue right there. And then I'm going to add clouds right there, okay? I'm going to take this other rainbow and I'm using the mini dimensionals here, okay? I'm so glad you like it, Mary Kay. Thank you. All right, and now I think we're ready to do this one. So Mary Kay, just in case you missed it, this is our Hostess Club project for January. All right. So they're done. We're gonna take another one of our strips. It measures the same as the other one on the opposite side. It is 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inches. All right. This time I'm going to use the words from the Rainbow of Happiness, "You Make Me Happy." All right, we also use this tonight on the other side of the calendar. Let's use some Misty Moonlight ink. And we're gonna ink up the words here. I have paper on this thing, hang on. There is a piece of paper. All right. And I'm gonna stamp this right in the center. All right, and I'm gonna pop up these words too. You know, this calendar is going to be on my desk all year, so I do want it to have some dimension to it. All right, and I put a few extra dimensionals on here so that it doesn't fold in the middle. It'll stay popped up all year long. All right. Joyce, thank you. Thank you so much, Joyce. Best calendar yet. I'm really glad you like it. Sue, you've been waiting for me to use these dimensionals. I know you have. Got to get the dimensionals in, right? All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this layer. This layer, I want it to center on the Granny Apple Green. And that should take care of it right there. All right. All right, so there's this side. Here's the other side. And now we're going to finish our easel so that we can put it together, okay? All right, so we want, we're gonna fold it in half, okay? So I'm folding it in half. This will be really hard for you to see because it's in basic black, all right? So basically what I want is, I want the letter M. See that? Well, actually it's a W. All right, or is it an M? All right, basically what I want is, I want the middle to be pointing down here. All right, so that middle, the middle of the cardstock is here. All right, I know that's really hard to explain, especially on black paper. Hi, Jennifer. I'm so glad you like it. All right, now on these outer edges, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add tear and tape. I'm using tear and tape because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, and it probably would be harder with the Stamp and Seal Plus. All right, and we'll go ahead and trim that. Okay, so that side is done. Thank you, Diane. It's getting late and I can't think anymore. We're gonna flip it to the other side, okay? See this side? Now let's flip it to this side. Hi, Dawn. Hello, hello, welcome. All right. This is the last part of our calendar. This is going to make our calendar stand up all year long. I think this is this the third year we've done a calendar? Third or fourth, but I think it's the third year. All right, let me just grab a sip of water. Okay, now what we want to happen is we want this piece here to be at the top, okay? And it's really hard to see in black. I am so sorry for that. So that is what we want, okay? All right, there we go. So actually, Diane and everyone else, it needs to be, I want it to be a W, okay? All right, but if you end up doing it the other way, it does not matter, it still works. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel off this tape. This is the part that goes inside. We're creating the easel so that it will stand up, okay? Now, I've peeled off that sticky strip, and now what I'm gonna do is I am going to adhere it to this calendar, okay? Just like that, okay? All right, so there we go. It is adhered. Here's the other side. Now I'm going to pull this off. And I'm going to close it. All right, now when I close it, I want to be sure that I'm lining everything up perfectly. Okay. All right, so that's what it's gonna look like when it's done. You see how that is up here, okay? So that makes the W. All right, down, up in the middle, down, and then adhered. All right, so that makes the W, and I think seeing it like that is probably helpful. You can actually take one of our clear envelopes, slide it on in here. Thanks, Diane. Yeah, it's a W. Got to remember that for class. It's a W. So you can give this to a friend as a gift. And it is a gift from the heart. You're absolutely right, Laura. It is a gift from the heart. All right? And I'm going to be passing this gift on tonight because someone's going to win it. And you have to be present to win. And I'm going to also give away a free kit. All right, so hang in there. If you are one of my Hostess Club members, you are making one this month. If you are a team member of mine, we will be making this at our team meeting on Saturday, January 22nd. More details to come soon for the team meeting, okay? All right, let me show you the paper, okay? Because it's awesome. All right. First of all, when I received this paper pack, now when you spend a minimum of $50 in my online store, you can get this paper pack free. And it has 48 sheets, okay? Thanks, Gail. Okay, so whenever I open a paper pack, I have to put on my readers. I can't see these papers, the cardstock colors. And so I had this idea this week. Why don't I punch out? I used a 1-inch circle punch. Why don't I punch out all the colors and adhere it to this cardstock? So that is a Be Creative tip for you. All right, I can look at my cardstock colors. I don't need to pull out my readers. All right, because they're right here. Sunshine and Rainbows, 6x6 designer paper. All right, so that's a tip for you right there. This is just one of the papers, front and back. All right, now let me show you something. This will cut out the rainbow. All right, isn't that cool? So you'll be able to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rainbows with one sheet of 6x6. All right, isn't that cool? So you don't even have to use cardstock. You can use the designer paper. So that's one of the designer papers. And of course, you saw some of the paper tonight. Here are rainbows, and then here is the, I think this is soft sea foam, this color right here. All right, so that's another rainbow. Then we've got these two right here. It's so fun, so cheerful. And look at this piece. Love this piece. I know, Mary Kay, you need a calendar for your mom. All right, there's that one. And this is the one that we use the clouds for tonight. And this is the opposite side. All right. And then here, another piece. Isn't that pretty? And then here is the other one right here. Aw, thanks, Nancy. You're a sweetheart. All right, here's Bermuda Bay. That's Bermuda Bay. And Flirty Flamingo. Isn't this fun? And it's free. It's amazing paper. All right, are you ready for this one? Look at those clouds. This is the opposite side with the little rainbows. Now, let me show you something that I didn't know until later today. This is our new cloud punch. And it punches out all of these clouds. Look at that. Every single cloud. Isn't that awesome? I just love that. All right, let me show you something else with the designer paper. I used the sweet Stitch So Sweetly die. I cut out the rainbow using the rainbow die. You can put paper behind this. Look at this. You have a rainbow. How cool is that? Here's a rainbow. Now, you probably wouldn't run your paper in this direction for the rainbow, but look what happens if my paper was wide enough, and it's not. I'm totally out of this paper. This is what it would look like. Wouldn't that be a beautiful rainbow? Check out this rainbow. What do you think? Isn't that cool? And then this was the Granny Apple Green piece. And you can use that, all right? So, I know, Maria, we did have one a few years ago, and I never got that one. And I'm really glad that I got this one because it's super cool. So those are just some of the tips to use with this paper. It is free with a minimum $50 purchase. In my online store, you want to use this Hostess Code right here, all right, when you're shopping this week. Now, I have a special because I know some of you want to get your hands on this calendar, all right? So beginning tonight through next Wednesday night, January 12th, when you place a $50 order in my online store, I am going to send you a calendar kit, all right? It is free, all right? It is free to you. So it has to be a minimum $50 order. And you need to use this Hostess Code. Placing your order beginning today through next Wednesday, January 12th, you will get a calendar kit in the mail free. Includes free shipping. Now, let's say there are a few more things you want, and your order totals $150, okay? Don't enter the Hostess Code because at $150, you will earn $15 in free product and you can be your own hostess. I will still send you the kit free, all right?